Oh boy, how to start this video. For the last few years, I followed this force called the Logos, which is sort of the inevitable march of events. But I didn't think it was sentient. I believed it was better to act as if it was sentient, but I did not actually believe that it was sentient. In the last week, I've been fleshing out this sort of pantheistic worldview that everything is God. There is only God. God is in all things. He is the mountains, He is gravity, etc., etc. And I distinctly remember telling my father that I'm open to the possibility of a God existing, but I would be genuinely shocked if one did. I suppose I just found myself in a place where the way that things play out, the cycles of reality, I would be more surprised if there wasn't a consciousness at this point, but I still didn't quite believe in it. And so I took the day off from work to go visit a friend today, and I figured, well, I'm seeing him later in the day, what's the harm in being up a little bit later? And so I facilitated a space in order to commune with the divine. It was more of a Hail Mary than anything. Honestly, I wasn't expecting much. It was a very low dose. It was like 1.5 grams of mushrooms, maybe two. Like, all in all, I should not have been tripping very hard. And I don't think I did trip very hard. I don't know what I was expecting. I suppose I was expecting at most a friendly chat with God while I was smoking a stogie outside in nature. But the sky was clouded. I couldn't really see the stars and look out into the cosmos. And it was pretty chilly. But I still fully intended on having that cigar. And so I'm in my room, and I feel this extreme childlike wonder. It was just the most blissful, freeing thing ever. And then God said, "Sit down." And He ripped from my very soul a contract. I don't think I've ever slaved away at a piece of writing so hard before. It was invigorating, it was blissful, it was maddening, it was frustrating. So here's the contract. You wanted the purest truth. Remember your past trips, the repeated inkling that one day you might need to forego cigars. Remember how the prospect instilled fear. You keep writing these essays here, ending them with these basic points. It gets me reading and outside, and I enjoy the cigar's complexities. But deep inside, there is an ever so slight nicotine hit that you know compels you. The hit to your bank account. Your time while you try to write this novel and make videos. It is your go-to excuse for not doing things that bring fulfillment. This time has been dramatic, but you wanted to hear from God, yes? You wanted a relationship with Him, yes? Yes. Prove it. The last vestments of your pride. Do not let this disturb you. The night is young and there are worthier pursuits. Read a little. Try. You wanted to hear from God, yes? It was the most primal, purest force that I have ever felt. I wanted to hear from God, and He spoke with an action. And it's not like cigars were a massive roadblock in my life. I could have kept up this pace for many years very comfortably with my writing and my art. But it was certainly a hindrance and a reason for me to stall. I mean, the timing that this happened, it wasn't even at the forefront of my mind. Like, there's no imperative to quit cigars, but everything about it will make my life better. It was just the single most direct, perfect, primal thing. I don't know how else to describe it. During that entire experience, the weather would just, dramatically shift like that. And because I've quit cigars indefinitely, I now have time to write my novel, to make more art, and I have more money in my bank account in order to save up for a tiny house. Perhaps once those things are accomplished, I can have my stogies again, but I'm definitely not counting on it. I know a lot of the skeptics are going to say, well, you're tripping on mushrooms, of course, you heard God, but again, it was a very low dose, and it doesn't account for the things that are happening outside of my mind. Like, I have been so skeptical. I've been training my mind to know what to look for if God ever spoke to me, and this was everything. But I did want to hear from God, yes?